So here's the situation. Dudes are talking smack in school. One dude's walking away.
Perfect.
Dude starts talking smack some more. Dude decides to come back in. Gets too close. And there he goes. He gets stabbed.
And he runs
Awesome.
away.
Lovely school fight. Another one with a knife included. All right, let's break this one down. If you are in a verbal altercation, meaning people are just running their mouths talking shit, right? No need to get physical. Really, there's nothing in the world that anyone could say to me personally that would make me want to punch you in the face. Like, sure, I might get upset about some of this stuff, but I'm going to be smarter and be like, you know what, I'm just going to walk away. And the dude does it. He walks out of the situation, walks away, fight over, live to see another day. Instead, he gets frustrated, decides to come back, and he makes a mistake of when he does come back that he just beelines it right up to this kid, right? Not realizing that he has a weapon in his hand. We'll talk about that in a second. But again, like if you are approaching somebody knowing that you're about to get physical or that you can tell like, all right, something physical is about to happen, don't just beeline it up to the person and get within striking range, especially with your hands down. Like he threw his hands up at the last second, right? Now, anyone that's trained or done self-defense actively understands tell signs of weapons. This elbow, like this high-pitched elbow, is a very common sign that someone is drawing a weapon. Now, what's more telling is just the whole demeanor of this kid. Not only was he hiding that side away, he was hiding the side away from me a little bit, but he's like positioned. It's not like he's picking at his pants, like talking smack and doing this, which is like a sign that we're about to get physical. It's one hand is locked in place with the elbow pitch, which to me says you're holding something. He may not be, maybe he's just, hands on the hip, but I doubt it. In this case, like based off the situation, I personally would have said, all right, that dude's holding a weapon for sure, right? And the fact that this hand was completely relaxed and just kind of like doing whatever. But again, you've got the body shifted, hiding it from me, out of range with the elbow pitched. Dude's got a weapon, which in this case was a knife, right? So let's talk about this. If you were to walk away, just walk away. Like that's it, fight's over, but he approached him. Now, if I were to approach it now, and we were closer to the wall, I would try like seeing that elbow. You can do this one of two ways, because here's the thing. Like in this situation, the moment the kid like squared up in front of him, the knife came out and he started stabbing, right? So part of me would say that because it's on the far body and you're hiding it from me, that I'm better off staying cross body with you because it's gonna be harder for you to reach me. It's gonna take you longer to reach me, and it gives me a chance to react accordingly, where even if like let's say you draw it, like I can post and at the same time I can enter with some sort of strike here and either look to get 2-on-1 from the front and then obviously like we transferred over, or I look to get kind of 2-on-1 and drive you into the wall and look to take my hand and somehow look to kind of lock up and get like a body lock from behind and just isolate, right? But it gives me the opportunity from this distance where like I can tell something's gonna happen. And believe it or not, like I may eat a shot like in the hand, but at least I can like check it and come in and do something. Or I can just quickly kick if that weapon, if we're close enough and I'm being oblivious and that knife comes out, like I can kick and create distance.
If I draw it and you're far enough away, you could just
run. Yeah, so same cross body in that situation is fine. Now, in this situation, the kid more so comes up front like this, and he kind of does like an uppercut off to the side a little bit. Yeah. He kind of does like one of those, right? If I approach you from the front and I can tell, like now I can tell like, all right, you're holding something for sure. If we're already being verbal and I know we're about to get physical, I'm not even gonna hesitate. I would probably, if you haven't drawn yet, hit you, just come in and look to pin and get control of the weapon. And yes, even if I pull it out, that's fine because I know what it is now. And if I know what it is, I can look to, again, start isolating, start controlling, and at least just get some form of control here. Like maybe just fucking break the arm and stuff, start striking, uppercuts here, nice and pretty, but just isolate that. But I'm gonna prevent you from drawing in the first place again. Hey dude, what are you running your mouth? Oh shit, you got this, just come in. I might eat something, I might eat a punch or whatever, but again, I've got control of the weapon, I've pinned you up against the wall, I can deal with it from there. Now, the ultimate circumstance in this case, guy draws the weapon and immediately comes out. Don't have a lot of time to react. I can't necessarily back off at this point because you're just going to continue chasing me. We don't want to do that. So we have to remember, like when it comes to this weapon stuff, sometimes in order for you to run away, you got to get in first. So in this situation, if I'm caught off guard, we'll go slow motion. My first reaction at this point is not necessarily going to be hands-on because it's going to be too quick for me to try and like line up what's going on. So it might be one where I just literally check your arm hard or kind of do like a double check and then immediately come in. Even if I expose my back a little bit here, like I can start pressuring in and work out and start working there. But keep in mind too, he's gonna want to keep the knife. So like your first reaction may not necessarily be to take my back, you might be trying to get the hands on. So again, if we're here, he draws a weapon, it's either gonna be like a 1 or a double hand 1. And then immediately after I check it, just get hands-on heavy. Now the beauty of the fact that we were so close to the wall, or at least they were in that situation, is I can pressure him up against the wall. Rather than us being out in the open where now we're kind of like grappling out here, right? I can use my weight, pressure on, and use that to switch, get my head pressure in there, get nice and tight, and again, break the arm if we need to. I'm not gonna worry about like doing any of this disarm stuff, but do some pressure, do some strikes. Again, I can still kind of work you down and control from there. Not a ton of options. I mean, I guess it depends on how I approach it. Again, if I start from over here, I might, like the second you draw it, like come cross body and just look to tie up, or strike in the process, somehow get 2-on-1. I can also just kick and just the hell out of it. If we're up front and I can tell now like you for sure have a weapon and you haven't drawn it yet, I'm right away just gonna look to get hands on. Or like depending on how close we are, I might kind of go like a 1 and 2 and kind of like arm drag you out. Yeah, and again, it's okay to take the weapon out because now I know what it is. I know what it is and I know where it is, so I can control it. And then last but not least, he pulls it out real quick. Either we're going like a single arm, like hard check.
Like a strike.
Yeah, like a strike. Or I'm going 2 and then immediately getting hit. So I don't want to do like swing it. I don't want to go like 1 and come out here. It's going to be like a 1 and then I'm on. And I'm just using that to kind of stall the strike a little bit. Hands on, we check you in, we go from there. So just some options. Again, control the weapon, but understand the signs. Like that's the biggest thing with this. Understand the tell sign of, hey, this dude's potentially got a weapon. And just understand the situation that you're in. You're being verbal. The dude's being aggressively, like verbally aggressive towards you. Just walk away, which you already did. If you walk away, no reason to come back in. 100% walk away, get out of the situation. And then again, if you are going to approach someone for whatever reason, do not just beeline it up. Start reading the body language and at least position yourself so when things do get physical, you have the upper hand. Stay safe.